we do see that Zenith still has his... Well, we'll be seeing Scovillain again, one way or another. And the Tyranitar here, both the Tyranitar and the Scovillain do have Mega Stones on them. But on Czarina's side, well, she has the Charizard, and well, I think you all know how I feel about Charizard. But yeah, Charizard's good this regulation, so I'm not gonna complain too much. But yeah, both of these players are incredible, so I'm really wondering how they're going to lead. I'm not looking too deeply into it, but I think they both have answers for each other. It's just that the Scovillain here looks like he's going to be problematic for anything that isn't the Charizard, considering how physically oriented Czarina's team is. Actually, both of them have very physically oriented teams, but Milan might have the advantage here, Zenith, if he opts to use the Scovillain. Then again, the Rotom is always an option, so yeah. They're running out of time, and yeah, I don't think they timered out. I have both team lists right in front of me, so let's get the second round of Top Cut underway. So Czarina will be leading with Sneasler and that very big Garchomp. I believe that is an alpha or just a jumbo Garchomp. I love that this game actually integrates the sizing for Pokemon. But on Milan's side, he is leading with Basculegion and the Scovillain. Like I said earlier, the Scovillain, it can just sit there for a while, go for a Moody boost if it really wants. It can Rage Powder after it Mega Evolves, causing very big problems for both this Garchomp and this Sneasler. The Basculegion, though, on Milan's side does have a Choice Scarf. It should be considerably faster than this Sneasler. But yeah, we will see that Milan will, in fact, Mega Evolve his Scovillain here, and it might use Rage Powder. Might. Now, Flip Turn will be hitting into the Sneasler, and he will be withdrawing it, swapping it out for someone. Probably the, I would guess, the Corviknight. It could also be the Rotom. But no, it's the Tyranitar. Milan has switched out his Basculegion for the Tyranitar after the Flip Turn. Dire Claw comes out from the... Wow, okay. Dire Claw manages to one-hit KO the Scovillain here, not allowing it to spread that burn too far and too much. Scale Shot from the Garchomp. Czarina's Garchomp has Scale Shot. Not a very common move considering Loaded Dice is not here, but the boost is very much appreciated regardless. Let's go gambling, I suppose. Now, the Scale Shot did reduce its defenses, but it has increased in speed, and that speed increase might just be enough for it to, well, take the entire game here, but don't count Milan just out just yet. He still has this Basculegion with the Choice Scarf, but we know that looking at Czarina's Garchomp here, it looks to be a little bulky, so I'd wager that it might not be the fastest thing on the field. So whether it is faster than this Basculegion or not remains to be seen. But I would imagine a good amount of speed investment would still be needed even after a single Scale Shot in order to outspeed a Basculegion with a Choice Scarf. And yeah, we will be seeing the Tyranitar protect itself here, trying to stay away from any close combats or earthquakes. And yeah, like I said earlier, this Garchomp looks to be quite bulky, so we weren't sure if that single Scale Shot boost was going to be enough, but the defense drop was in fact more than enough, just because the Wave Crash smacked straight into it. So we now know that Zenith's Milan's Basculegion is faster than the Garchomp even after a single Scale Shot boost. The close combat from the Sneasler will do nothing into that Tyranitar because of the Protect. So both players have dropped one Pokemon from this game, but Milan doesn't have a Mega anymore. This Charizard is still there in the back for Czarina. Now, well, the Sneasler is still going to be able to use close combat into the Whimsicott. And, well, if the Whimsicott here on Czarina's side decides to go straight for the Tailwind, well, it's going to guarantee the move onto the Tyranitar. But at the same time, it might want to use Protect on the Tyranitar. That way it forces the Tyranitar to, you know, just get stuck on Protect. Sneasler, on the other hand, a little burnt, a little not great, but still very much ready to attack. Milan will be switching his Tyranitar out, though, for his Excadrill. Wave Crash coming again from the Basculegion, taking out the Sneasler. This Basculegion is just putting in so much work, taking out as much as it can. Yeah, it gets pelted by the Sandstorm, but that probably won't matter too much anyway. I believe the last Pokemon on Czarina's team should be the Charizard, and the question is, will she be Mega Evolving now, or will she be waiting out the Sandstorm turns, take out one of these Pokemon on Milan's side, and eventually Mega Evolve, because the Tyranitar in the back is still able to cause another Sandstorm. Sorry, there was some interference there. But yeah, the Charizard here will be Mega Evolving straight into the, well, Charizard Y. It'll be using that, and yeah, Wave Crash has been known to take out Charizards even in the sun, and yes, it does in fact take out the Charizard in the sun. Well, it was a critical hit, but in most calculations that might not have mattered all too much. Basculegion just taking 3 KOs with that Wave Crash. It looks like Milan is in a very good position to win the first game here. Czarina will have to probably think of adjustments for game 2. So, yeah, Iron Head takes out the Whimsicott on Czarina's side, and this allows Zenith or Milan to take the very first game. I imagine though that Czarina will not take that lying down, so I am sure she has several adjustments in mind already. So we will now be going into game 2 of this match. So again, we saw that Milan won game 1 pretty handily, although he lost his Mega Scovillain a little early to that Sneasler. Man, Sneasler is just so oppressive. But yeah, despite the loss of the Mega Scovillain a little early, Milan still managed to bring it back. That Basculegion was the real Mega here.
I'm not sure, Vince. Is Zenith the only one bringing an extra this?
Actually, let me check out the standings in the meta here. Is Zenith the only one bringing an Excadrill? Let's see. Yes, he is. He is the only person bringing an Excadrill and a Tyranitar. So he's the only one bringing a Sand team here. He has a very unique team, actually. There are 2 people with Corviknights in this entire tournament, but only Milan, I believe, has managed to bring it all the way to top cut. So, yes, we do have the Sand team here just ready to destroy. And yeah, we will be seeing a start with game 2. And yeah, Czarina will be making a pretty major adjustment having both the Charizard and the Whimsicott up front and center. Now, I imagine the Whimsicott will be using Tailwind while the Charizard just goes straight for a Solar Beam into the Basculegion here. But I'm not exactly sure how this interaction is gonna go, because if it goes for a Solar Beam, that should one-hit KO. At the same time, Wave Crash should be able to one-hit KO as well on the Charizard. So the real question is, what are the supports gonna do here? Is Whimsicott going to go straight for the Tailwind to make sure that Charizard goes first? Is it gonna do anything else? But yeah, we will be seeing that it Mega Evolves here, bringing in the Sun with Drought. But what we're really interested in is what the Corviknight and the Whimsicott are going to do. So yes, we do see the Sun come out here, and as I said earlier, Tailwind will be coming out from the Whimsicott, speeding up that Charizard. Heat Wave will be... unfortunate! Oh my god! That was extremely unfortunate. Both hits from the Heat Wave. Milan is bringing in that birthday luck. A critical hit again into the Charizard. This fish, Milan's Basculegion, is just looking at these Charizards and going, I really don't like you. And just kind of goes for it. The Corviknight, though, on Milan's side also goes, yeah, I may not have Prankster, but I'm going for the Tailwind regardless. So they're all on equal footing now when it comes to speed. Tailwind will expire for both these players at the same time. But one thing's for sure, Czarina's just lost her Charizard and Weather Setter. Now, Basculegion on Czarina's side will have a stronger Last Respects this turn, but yeah, they both have Choice Scarves, and they're both running the exact same sets. But the real question here is, what are they gonna do? The Basculegion on Czarina's side of the field can go for a Last Respects as well. But yeah, Milan's not having it. He switches out his own Basculegion for the Tyranitar, bringing in the Sandstorm, taking over from the Sun. Encore will be coming out from Whimsicott, giving a standing ovation towards this Corviknight. Corviknight now forced to, just constantly Tailwind. It's not able to do all too much, but that's probably pretty okay considering this Basculegion on Czarina's side is stuck on Last Respects. The Choice Scarf has locked her in to Last Respects. She's gonna have to switch out in order to refresh this Choice Scarf. At the same time, this Tyranitar might be able to do whatever it wants here. It can go for a Rock Slide or a Knockoff into the Basculegion, but if the Basculegion opts to switch out, whatever's coming in is going to have its item knocked off if the Tyranitar decides to knock off into that slot. On the other hand, Whimsicott, it's not like it needs, its Focus Sash has already been broken by the Sandstorm, so it probably won't be great to knock it off. So yeah, okay. Zenith will be pulling out his Corviknight here and sending in his Excadrill instead. Excadrill still has his Focus Sash on, so that's going to be a pretty clean switch, even if he takes some damage. But yeah, we will be seeing Zenith go for a Mega Evolution here on the Tyranitar, which means the Scovillain, yeah, definitely not there. But Moonblast coming from the Whimsicott on Czarina's side just doesn't do as much damage as you'd think. The Sandstorm defense on the Tyranitar just really boosted it. And like I said earlier, knockoff into the Basculegion slot just kind of sealed the deal there. Now, this Excadrill here with Sandrush is definitely going to be faster. Garchomp on Czarina's side, we know that it's a little slow, but I probably won't stop it all too much. Dianos, the Excadrill here, will be able to just punch through this Whimsicott. So whether it protects in order to go for a Tailwind again on the next turn remains to be seen. But Czarina is in a good position here to just double KO both the Tyranitar and the Excadrill. Or she would be if the Excadrill still didn't have a Focus Sash. Whimsicott, on the other hand, might want to actually hit into the Excadrill just to break through its Sash, but no, it doesn't. It goes for a Protect, stalling out this turn, probably to go for a Tailwind on the turn after. Zenith also goes for a Protect on his own Tyranitar, and yeah, the Earthquake not hitting into his own Tyranitar, but will be doing hopefully a pretty good amount of damage into this Garchomp. About 40-45%. Stomping Tantrum goes into the Excadrill, and yeah, ouch. Now both the Tailwinds on both sides of the field have petered out, so I believe this Whimsicott is now in a very good position to just go for the Tailwind and then have her partner Garchomp go for the Earthquake for the double KO. Whimsicott will have to go... I'm a little tongue-tied, I'm sorry. But Whimsicott will have to take damage if this Garchomp wants to take out both of these Pokemon. I don't think Rock Slide on Czarina's Garchomp will be enough. Oh, actually, looking at the sheets now, it does not have Earthquake, but it does have Rock Slide. It may very well be not enough, but yeah, Earthquake, interesting move on Czarina's side, using that Excadrill to take out its own partner Tyranitar, and I believe this will be a Stomping Tantrum from the Garchomp. No, a Scale Shot! A single hit was all it took. A critical hit on 1 HP. Doesn't matter all too much, but we also know that this Garchomp's going to be a little slower than this Basculegion. As we observed in Game 1, Basculegion might still be able to take this for Zenith. But that was a fantastic play by Czarina, actually, going for an Encore into the Excadrill, forcing it to KO its own teammate. Yeah, so Zenith is here with his last two Pokemon as well, the Basculegion and Felvis the Corviknight. Now the Corviknight's still in a very, very healthy spot here. It does have Iron Head and Brave Bird to take care of this Whimsicott, but he's gonna have to deal with that Garchomp first and foremost. And again, we know that with the speed, he will be able to hit the Garchomp first, provided the Whimsicott does not Tailwind. Tailwind is not up for either of these players. If anything, this Basculegion is going to have to make a call here. The Aqua Jet, yes, and it is the Aqua Jet, manages to take out the Garchomp. And yeah, Moonblast coming from the Whimsicott here will be hitting into the Basculegion. Not enough to take it out, but what will be enough to take out this Whimsicott will be Iron Head from the Corviknight, sealing the deal on Game 2. Zenith, Milan takes the entire set. Again, a fantastic play by Czarina. Just wasn't enough to finish the game, but regardless, an incredible game all around. Both trainers playing so well. Right, birthday plot armor.